Okay, so let's say that I have finished this particular project. I know I haven't, but let's say I have. We're going to cover some very basic shading techniques, okay, so that you can make your drips look three-dimensional. And so what I've done is I've collected some color pencils from the back counter. Because my stripe is orange, I need to find colors that are darker than orange, but in that family. So obviously I have kind of a darker orange as red, or a red-orange. I got a red because, orange is made from red. And I grabbed a brown just because brown's a really good shading color for orange. And so you'll notice on the Prismacolors they all have numbers and they all have names. So when you're finished with these, you have to return them to the correct jar with the correct number and name. Alright, so pencils create a tone. And so if I just take the pencil, press really hard, and kind of lighten up how hard I'm pressing, I can create what is known as a value scale. And that lets me know what this pencil is capable of producing. And so I can do that to all my colors just so that I know what I'm dealing with. And then I can compare those to these colors just to make sure that they are indeed darker. So let's say I'm going to start here on this one. We want to start at the bottom of the drip, okay? And at the bottom we want to press hard, and as we move up to the next color or to the next drip, we want our pencil color to get lighter. I don't want to take away all the marker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of press kind of hard and then slowly start pressing kind of lightly. And I don't even want to make it all the way to the next drip. And I'm just going to do that around. Now, you're probably looking on the screen and going, I don't really see anything. Maybe it got just slightly darker. Okay, and that's why I grabbed a red as well. And so I can press really kind of hard and then just let it fade out. Again, nothing's really happening. It's maybe hard to see. I can see it, but that's starting to develop. And then at the same time, I can bring in just a little bit of brown, just to kind of darken it up at the very end. And so you would travel around your drips. You don't have to do it everywhere. Definitely down there in the big areas where the drips are really nice and fat, they would have some shadows going on. And so I can just kind of, again, I'm pressing hard, and as I get closer to the next drip, I lighten up. Nice and soft. So as you would do this with each color, and you can hopefully see the difference between these two and maybe over here, right? It's just subtle. As you would travel around, if you're working with green, if your drip is green, then you obviously find some dark greens, maybe even a blue. If you're working with purples, you get your dark purples, your blue violets. And if you're working with red, you find some darker reds, maybe a purple. So you find colors that are darker, but in the same family. And when you finish, you just take your color pencils from that particular color, and you take them back and put them in the correct jar. And then you move on to your next color, and you bring those colors over. So that way, if people are looking for color pencils, they can find them. Remember to always test your pencils, find the tone, and you are just moving from pressing hard to kind of softer, and then barely any color. And so same thing, dark to light, and don't take away all the marker. We colored with marker for a reason. We want that, leave that marker color there. We're not trying to get rid of it. We're only trying to make these look a little bit three-dimensional.